This video details the proper removal and installation of the lower iVend sensor system on your vending machine. iVend is an innovative infrared sensing system that contains an infrared light emitter and receiver mounted on each side of the delivery box. The infrared emitter projects beams of light that cover the opening of the delivery bin. During the first vend cycle, if a product is not sensed by the beam of the iVend system, the system waits 1 second, then initiates a second vend cycle, rotating the helix until the product is sensed as dropped. You will need an 11/32" nut driver and a Phillips head screwdriver. Before doing any operation on your machine, make sure the power is turned off. Then use an 11/32" nut driver to remove the screws covering the lower iVend receiver board. Remove the center board by pressing down and pulling up. This will help you find the third screw to remove. You can then disconnect the iVend receiver board from the sensor harness. To access the iVend emitter sensor board, remove 3 screws holding the cover in place. Followed by the 3 nuts holding the iVend board in place. You now have access to both iVend emitter and receiver. To finish the iVend removal, you will need to take out the bottom tray. Follow the tray harness through the back and disconnect it on the side wall. Squeeze together the 2 small pieces to release the harness. Then loosen the tray and pull it forward. Then push the black release piece on each side of the tray. Push the left side down and the right side up. After removing the tray, you can gain access to the P-clamps holding down the sensor harness. Loosen the P-clamps that are holding down the sensor harness. To complete the disconnect, you will need to unplug the sensor harness connector from the iVend board. Also, disconnect the sensor from the control board. With both pieces removed, you can then remove the emitter and receiver boards and replace it with the new ones. Use your fingers or needle nose pliers to squeeze the tabs and slide the iVend receiver off. Snap the new iVend receiver on securely. Then do the same with the iVend emitter board. You can now reinstall the iVend. Reconnect the iVend emitter board to the sensor harness and the iVend to the machine control panel. Then set the piece back in place on the right side. You will need to secure the piece with 3 screws. Then put the sensor harness back in place by tightening the P-clamps in the back. Then secure the connection between the sensor harness and the iVend receiver board. Then place the piece back on the left side and secure with the screw. You can place the cover over the emitter board on the right by using 3 screws. The center board can be replaced by pushing down. Then put the tray in place. Pull out the rails and align both sides of your tray in place. Then push the tray in the machine and reattach the tray harness. You can then power your machine back on and test your iVend.